Going into NAIC, I knew I wanted to play Lost Box, but I didn't know if I wanted to go with the normal turbo version I've been playing for a while, if I wanted to switch it up. I knew decks like Giratina were on the possibility of playing. There was always the option of Guardy. I know most of my friends were on it as well, but I ended up deciding going with the deck that's right in front of you. It's pretty vanilla Lost Box. Last second, the day before, I did change the Raihan to a Roxanne, and I think it was Michael Davidson that convinced me to play the Palpad. We played pretty similar lists. Really was happy with the deck choice that I had made. I feel like this deck could beat everything.
Pokemon Center heist is complete. We made it in time to get a deck box and a playmat. Woo! Yes, sir.
Going into round 1 of NAIC with my Lost Box decks, I played against a colorless Lugia deck. For some reason, Patrick Sharf's deck here is marked as Fusion Meloetta. But it was colorless Lugia. He played the colorless version against me, and it went okay. It's definitely a bad matchup, so getting a tie of it isn't terrible. I lost game 1 very narrowly, and I destroyed in game 2. And then game 3, things were in a pretty good position for me to win the game. It's just we ended up running out of time. Lost Box does take a little while to play, so if you're not very fast, it's hard to finish 3 games just in general. And then round 2, I played against probably the most interesting deck of the weekend, the one I probably complained about the most. It was John Mostoy. They were playing Lefkey, Bayonet, Aerodactyl. Now this is a nightmare if you're a Lost Box player. I believe I managed to win game 1 pretty quickly because my opponent had a bad start. They led the Aerodactyl, which let me take enough of a lead to be able to win. And then game 2, I lost. I don't remember the details of it. And then game 3, it was kind of an awkward board state, but we didn't have enough time to finish the game. I think I was in an okay position in that game to win the game. Let's see. Round 3, I played against Kobe Hendricks. They were playing Lost Tina. I just remember Roxanne winning me both of these games. I believe I won that game 2-0. Round 4, I played against Christian Fuln. They were playing Arc, Tina, and I remember going Cramorant, Donk, a Scovit, and then the second game, and then the first game, I believe I had like turn 2 Dragonite that was unanswered because they didn't set up a Tina. And then round 5, I played against Dylan Moreno. They're playing Lost Box, and we ended up having an unfortunate draw. So at this point in the day, I am 2-0-3, so I'm not feeling good about my run at all. Pretty deflated. I go, man, I either have to just win out. I can't take a loss. You know, there's 4 more rounds left for me to play. Yeah, let's see what happens. And then in round 6, I play against Ethan Stetch, and they're playing Arctina as well. I had a lot of Arctina day 1, which is pretty surprising to me because I didn't think this deck would be that popular, but I wasn't kind of like a losing, tie bracket. I didn't have that many points, so I guess the decks that you expect to underperform kind of ended up by me. And so you see here, I play against them. I ended up beating them as well. Very interesting. Like I think I won this game 2-0 as well, which was pretty impressive because this is not a great matchup. And so I'm feeling pretty good. All the Arc decks I've played against, I've won, which puts me in a good spot. Round 7, play against Jacob Gross, and they're playing Turbo as well. I think this one also came down to just be like Roxanne my opponent, and I ended up winning. Round 8, I take a tie to Julio Jimenez. They're playing Lost Zard, which I think is pretty good for my deck. I know people have the opposite opinion, but I feel like Turbo beats Zard most of the time. It ended up being like an awkward game. I won game 1 off the Roxanne, and I think they won game 2. And then game 3 ended up in a draw because my opponent was playing Milotic, which was very, very cool. And I needed to Roxanne my opponent and kill their Milotic. But if my Roxanne would have stuck, I probably would have won the game. But the fact that I had to like take a turn off to stabilize my Milotic, I think I had to clear it during that turn. I didn't have access to another one because I think I lost one earlier in the game. So that one ended up in a draw. Round 9, I... .403 going into round 8. Got to win my next one. Roach is 4-2-1. Eli's 4-2-1. Adrian's 4-2-1. Mo's eating pizza. DeAndre's eating pizza.
Actually, it was Subway. It wasn't pizza.
Shook Chicey's 5-1-1. The GOAT.
I want pizza.
Going into round 9, I was 4-0-4, which means I had taken the max amount of ties possible in order to make it to a day 2 scenario. I have to go 5-0-4, putting me at 19 match points. 15 match points from all of the wins, and then 4 match points because of the draw, putting me that magic number of 19. I play against my opponent, Cyrus McCain. They were super nice. I was really happy to play against them. But this matchup is atrocious. I think that Urshifu Inteleon destroys Lost Box, so I was definitely not excited when my opponent flipped over an Urshifu. Unfortunately for them, they did kind of brick game 1, which put them into an unfortunate position, you know, down game 1 on the winning end. And then I think game 2, I forced a play in which I made my opponent attack with an Inteleon VMAX because I had put enough pressure on an Urshifu that they weren't able to attack with it again, or they basically lost the game because that Urshifu was their win. And so in doing so, I kind of forced my opponent into attacking with that Inteleon, and I was playing the whole game like I had prized my Raikou, but I did not prize my Raikou, and I was able to bench the Raikou, attach Mirage Gate, and blow up the Inteleon for game, therefore securing my day 2 spot.
Alright, I played against Colorless Lugia round 1 and drew. I played against Aerodactyl Klefki Bayonet round 2, only beats Lost Box, so I drew.
Tied against Mew round 1, then I 2-0'd Guardy round 2, so 1-1.
Beat Arctina round 1, beat Chempower round 2.
Yeah, we put in like 300 each real quick. Got the VIP seating in the back over here.
Need an invite, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so every time invite only. All right, I'm locking in Lost Box for tomorrow. Oh shit, that light looks cool because of the fan. All right, unfortunately I'm playing Lost Box. Noah, what are you playing?
I'm playing Lugia with the Duns.
The Dun.
It's the colorless Lugia, so we're playing. Where is the? Playing Laxin as well.
Grabbing my Dun.
Yeah, grabbing my Dun.
Paralyzing shit that I shouldn't have. What are you playing, Roach?
Playboy Guardy. Shout out Frank. You fumble no bitch.
Shout out Frank. Playing Side Event God.
Side Event King.
Connor, what you doing tomorrow?
Winning side events.
Very nice. All right, let's Will,
I don't know what he's doing at first.
What's up?
what you playing tomorrow, buddy?
Playing the Ice Kitty. Go ahead and leak his list. Go ahead and...
Yeah, right. Okay, look. Everyone, look.
Yeah, he's a tiger, bro.
It's like
Saber
a
tooth
tiger. Yeah.
What about you, Adrian?
Get the back character.
What you playing tomorrow?
Oh yeah. Let me check.
We're trying to find some ropes.
Trying to find
Our accountant in Nunez has been sequestered to his quarters over there, but he is also playing the Ice Kitty.
He's on an
What do you mean?
NDA.
It's frozen.
Moving into day 2, I felt decently confident going into it. I saw that there was a lot of Gardevoir in day 2. There was a lot of Arceus in day 2. So I felt pretty confident going into these matchups, knowing that, you know, I just can't tie or lose, and I have still having a shot of making it into that top 8. And as you can see, round 10, I play against Christian Galvin, and they're playing Gardevoir. I lose game 1 very narrowly, and I don't want to call out my opponent, but this one I specifically remember my opponent just playing very slow. Not in a way that they were intentionally slow playing me, but just their actions and mannerisms were very slow. I remember having to play at, just a record speed at this one. I had lost game 1, and I won game 2 very convincingly, very quick. And in game 3, I was in a great position to win the game, but unfortunately we just ran out of time. So it's kind of the story for a lot of these ties that I have. It's just, it's really hard for decks like Lost Box and Gardevoir to be able to complete 3 games in a row due to the time it just takes for the decks to use their engine. And then round 11, I go into it and I go, okay, well, I can't lose for the rest of the day or else I can't top 8. So I go in round 11, I play against Ethan Ribble, and my opponent had an unfortunate misplay where I rope and they bring up their Lugia V on the bench, and I think they had like a Luminia on the bench as well that they used to like preemptively search a supporter, and I just Raikou'd it turn 1 and the game was over. My opponent scooped up, we went to game 2, had a pretty long game 2, but I remember I ended up winning that one, I think with like D-Knight onto the damaged Lugia and that game. Round 12, I'll play against Michael Basenya. He was a super nice guy. I remember playing against him. I had like some funny banter because I think we got like deck checked, and so we had just wait for a couple of minutes just to pass some time. Really cool player. I think the same thing ended up happening this round that I did within round 9, where you kind of force them to attack with an Inteleon one turn if they have like a suboptimal start, and you're able to take 3 prizes with a Raikou. The way that I was approaching this matchup, though, is I would use the Greninja to put 90 damage on Octillery or kill if it was Remoraid, and then 90 onto the Urshifu. So then they're less inclined to attack with it because they know that Dragonite can blow you up. Round 13, play against Anthony Bruno, and this dude was also really nice. We had a lot of laughs throughout the game. I think, unfortunately, they kind of bricked game 1, and I was able to capitalize that and knock them out. Game 2, I don't remember if this one went to 3 games. I think it did. I think I lost game 2, and then game 3, I had a crazy sequence where I went like, okay, I have so many attackers left in the deck, and I need to knock out the lone Dura VMAX because they had Voloed away in Arceus. And I remember going like Cramorant, Sableye, or no, I went like Cramorant attack into Comfy attack. I used the spinning attack on a Duraludon VMAX, which was crazy. So I put 150, or no, it was Sableye, I'm sorry. I attacked with Sableye because my Cramorant had got lost on earlier that game. So I attacked with Sableye, and then I attacked with Comfy, putting 150 damage on this Duraludon. And my opponent goes, there's no other attack in your deck that can possibly knock out this Dura. Because I think my Dragonite and my Raikou are in the loss zone at this point. And so my opponent doesn't end up disrupting my hand because I Rock Sand on the turn before. And thank God they did it because I was able to draw. And then I had like Mirage Gate Colress in hand. So I was able to like dig through my whole deck and bench Drapion, attach Mirage Gate to it, retreat. And it was funny because my opponent goes, you only have 3 energy. And I'm like, hey bro, Dura's a rapid strike, or not rapid strike, it's a single strike Pokemon. They would have knocked him out and take the game there. And so I'm feeling really confident. I think at this point, I'm what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. I'm 805. So if I win 2 more, I'm 1005 and have possibility to bubble in the top 8. If not, I have a pretty good finish at, easily a top 16. Round 14, I'm playing against Jared Grimes. He was super nice, but I kind of felt bad because I was a little salty because I basically got double donked this game. I think game 1, I went like Sableye, attach, pass, get donked. Game 2, like Comfy ability, attach, pass, get donked by turn 2 Ninja. It happened both games. Our match was like 5 minutes long. So I felt really bad because, my tournament run ended to like double brick, which was pretty unfortunate, but, you can't win them all. Especially because, I kind of did get lucky, round before my opponent bricked the game, and then round 11, my opponent had a pretty bad misplay that cost him the game. So I got lucky a couple times, so I was like, all right, whatever. I can still, land a top 32 slot with 32 points. It should be okay. Round 15, play against Ross Cawthorn and his Darkrai deck. I'm feeling pretty good about this because Lost Box is a really good matchup into Darkrai. Unfortunately, game 1, I did the famous Sableye attach pass, and I ended up losing that game. I think I got donked. Game 2, I opened like Comfy double battle pass, and I was able to like easily win that game. I think Lost Box is like a very good matchup into Darkrai because you have a lot of 1 prizes that put like an insane amount of pressure down. Then game 3, Ross opens pretty well. He's able to set up like double Darkrai, Moltres, and then my board is like a double rod, or my hand is like double rod, Recycler, Darkrai, Energy. And thankfully for me, Ross was on a Pokestop, so I was like, man, this is like the one time I need to mill a battle pass to get back into the game. Just 1 probably puts me back in the game. And I think I go like Pokestop, mill like Energy, Sableye. So I have to like Clara. After I Fleet Foot it, and then I Clara'd back Sableye, like attached to Raikou, and I was like, well, hopefully I don't die. And then I think I get like roped, my Sableye gets knocked out, I draw for turn, I Fleet Foot, I Pokestop, don't get another attacker, and so then Ross just kills him with the Darkrai the next turn, and I basically get double donked in that game, in that match. I got donked 4 out of my 5 final games at NAIC, which is really unfortunate way to end because I felt like I was playing really well the whole day. And I mean, obviously you have to get a little bit lucky, but to get that unlucky definitely felt bad. I think I ended up like 85th or something, which was definitely a disappointing finish, but just to get to 85th place from starting 0-0-2 felt really, really good. So I'm definitely proud of this performance, but definitely excited to go back to next NAIC and do even better than this one.